Hey everybody, welcome back to another live stream. Before we get into the show, which will begin in a moment, I wanted to let you know that if you have any questions throughout the stream, remember you can always ask them on our website. We have a live chat support ready and able to help you. My team there is available if you have any questions about any of our products, services, or just have a question for fun. Check it out. Link will be down below in the description.
The stream will be starting shortly, but while you wait, you can check out our sponsors 8cap, Forex Tester, and Superfunded. You can find the links to them down in the description below.
Coming to you live from our studio in Atlanta, Georgia, this is the A1 Trading Daily Show. Whether markets are rising or falling, we're here to keep you up to date with the latest market news. Join us as we trade currencies, commodities, and indices live, Monday through Friday.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Welcome back to another live stream. You may notice something a little different about me. I got a new hat I'm rocking today. I hope you guys enjoy it. No, but for real, the reason I've got this party hat on is because I know that Nick will talk about this more in just a second, but I figured I could tease it a little bit. We're having an anniversary sale. It is the 1-year anniversary of the Edge Finder. Nick released the Edge Finder in April of last year, so it's been a full year since the initial release of the Edge Finder, and we're having a big sale because of it. I'll let him get into the details more in a minute, but I just wanted to have a little fun, show off that we're having a party here. We've got some fun stuff coming for that Edge Finder anniversary release. But let's go ahead and look at this. We're looking at the Edge Finder. We're taking a look at the market heat map here. Let's check out how some of our assets are trending so far today as we get into the markets with Nick. So up here towards the top, we have AUD, JPY, AUDCHF, AUDUSD, AUDCAD, AUDNZD. Those are our biggest movers to the upside, our top 5 movers to the upside so far today. All Australian dollar crosses. AUD, JPY up 1.4% on the day so far. Down here towards the bottom, having a little issue with CHF, JPY right now, but Euro AUD, GBP AUD, USDCAD, Euro GBP, Euro NZD are our top 5 biggest movers to the downside. We can see Euro AUD and GBP AUD right there, our 2 biggest movers to the downside so far today. So Australian dollar crosses certainly seem to be on the move so far today. I want to give a quick shout out to our 3 sponsors, Forex Tester, Superfunded, and 8cap. Thank you so much for sponsoring today's live stream. If you want to learn more about those 3, you can do so in the links down in the description below. But with that, let's go ahead and jump live into the markets here with Nick.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another live stream. Thank you for being here. Got some of you guys on YouTube, and hey, we're doing a live on TikTok. Not usually live on TikTok. I'm kind of a boomer in that regards. I'm so slow to the TikTok stuff, but hey, we've got, let's shout out 44 people hanging out with us on TikTok. I barely have a following on TikTok, so shout out to you guys. You are the real ones for sure. If you found me on TikTok, you can, I guess, what is the word? Follow me on TikTok. The username that I have is @TraderNickFX. Of course, for those of you on TikTok, you can also join me on the live stream. We're going to jump into some charts here and see what is going on. Gold continues to be an interesting market to watch, and possibly a good place for us to start here today. as we get into everything markets. The latest in terms of gold, in terms of analysis for me, is I'm continuing to be bullish on the gold market. Let's start at the daily level here just for a second. You can see a major tick up in previous price action here off of the daily chart. We had a great run up in March, and here starting into April, my bias continues to be on the long side. Now here, part of the reason for this is because let's think about the contributing factors here, right? We talk fundamentals on my channel, on my content all the time. So we have the Federal Reserve, right? Let's talk Fed here for a second. What's the latest in terms of the Fed? Well, the Federal Reserve has, in its most recent reporting, raised rates by 25 basis points. But markets, as you guys may or may not know, and I'm checking here on TikTok. If you're on TikTok here, say hello in the chat. There's a couple of you guys joining into the stream. Say hello. We are trying something different. I'm going live on TikTok and on YouTube. The Federal Reserve, remember the markets are forward looking. So when the markets are watching things like gold, they're not forecasting based on what happened yesterday. They're mostly forecasting on what they think is going to happen next. And what this rise in gold tells us is that the Federal Reserve, with its forward guidance, sort of has hinted at, hey, we have got this inflation thing on the decline, and gold has risen off of this because, again, inflation fears are subsiding to a degree, while at the same time, rate hikes that are coming in the future are expected to decline. We can see that evidenced in the fact that if you take a look at, for example, the 10-year, this is the bond yields off the daily chart have collapsed, right? Trading at 4%, the 10-year, all the way down to 3.5%. That is a really fast haircut on bond yields. And if you don't know what I'm talking about with bond yields, hey, the bond yield market will often tell us at least what the market is forecasting in terms of interest rates forecasted. So again, the 10-year trading from 4% down to 3.5%. And when we talk gold, again, the gold market really likes this. I believe that this is still a catalyst to the upside, and gold trading in a lot of momentum actually looks good on the bullish side of things. So let's take a look at some technical charts here. And what you can see is that we found support around 1950. Price came down into this area and immediately found buyers, as we have seen previously. It's kind of like if you go, if you're trying to price a good, usually if you're trying to price, let's say, a car, there are prices where the market says, hey, yeah, that's too high. Nobody's going to buy it. And then there's price down here, like where people say, hey, that's a good price. And this actually looks attractive, right? So if we're looking at the gold chart here, my opinion is that if we can break through the highs, right, if we're able to break through consolidation at the top level, we actually have room to expand further. So this week going into the gold market, my thought process is this: if we can actually break through the highs, sweep through the highs, retests would show new demand in this area. So right now, if you're trying to gauge supply and demand right now, what you can see is that this level is what we would call supply, right? This is where sellers were saying, hey, price is too high. Let's push that back down. Not worth this value. Now, the buyers came back in where we see demand, right? Demand coming in this area around 1950. After this push off the lows, the new question the market has to say is 1982 actually a good bargain? How would that be the case? Well, if price breaks through here, you're clearly going to say, hey, price was actually pretty good around 1982. That's the mindset of a broken level of resistance. When you really unpack it piece by piece, it can make a lot more sense. We're looking for that breakout. That breakout and any return into that area of value would offer some great opportunities, in my opinion, to get long the shiny gold metal and continue trading this thing higher. Now, again, this level of resistance, though, is where I think we probably want to retest. It's not coincidence, in my opinion, that is exactly at 2,000 US dollars per gold ounce. It's a notable level of resistance. It's a clear, distinct psychological level you've got at $2,000. The market rejected $2,000 previously. I think with this recent support level, we have a good shot at seeing price at least attempt to go back and test that area once more. So that's my take on gold currently. What do you guys think? Are you bullish? Are you bearish? Let me know in the chat here with me. I'm live on TikTok and on YouTube today. TikTok, I'm hurting for there's only 7 of you guys, but shout out to my friends on TikTok. You guys are awesome. If you guys don't follow me on TikTok, I have a at TraderNickFX. You can find me there if you use TikTok. I don't really post that much, but I'm considering live streaming if we get a good turnout, if we get people who are interested on there, why not? Anyways, that's my take on the gold market. I continue to be bullish. It's one of my favorite setups in the market right now, would be that break and retest and looking for a continuation trade. Good morning to everybody in the chat here with me on YouTube. I know there's about 250 of you guys on YouTube here this morning. So thank you for being here. Hope everyone is having a good day so far and had a good weekend. We are going to be taking a look at the markets here today, getting into everything. But before I get too far, I want to also show you guys this inflation data. So, and you can see where I'm going with this. I've already got the US dollar pulled up. Here is some really, really important data for you. Okay, inflation. Everyone hates it. Nobody wants inflation. Why? Inflation makes prices go up for goods and services. So we all know we don't like that, right? Nobody likes paying more rent. Nobody likes paying more at the grocery store. It's not fun. However, inflation is recently on the decline. Since midsummer of 2022, we have seen a decline. And it does seem that the market is thinking that interest rates will potentially even be cut sometime later this year. The market is forward looking. And so when we talk about gold, people are expecting gold to rise. They're pricing in, they're bullish on the stock market right now. It's a difference in time that we haven't had in a while. During this period of time where you had massive inflation, if you watched the channel during this time, then you probably got sick and tired of me saying, I'm bullish on the dollar, things look bad. And for a while, we caught some amazing trades on the dollar run up. Now that has shifted and inflation is now working in the favor of, in my opinion, risk on assets. Things like gold and stocks may do very, very well in this environment. And in my view, I will be looking to trade them in such a manner. So that's kind of my take on inflation. Now let's take a look at our watch list here today. It is a Monday, so we've got a full week ahead. Let's see if we can find some trade setups ourselves. I am still long biased on gold. You can see we have COT data in our favor. Retail is short. That's a bullish indicator from a seasonality in the month of April. Positive, a nice upward trend. GDP growth and unemployment favor gold upside. So this is how we break down the edge finder. We use the watch list tab to get a look at all of the different metrics that we pay attention to. The COT data, retail sentiment, seasonality, trend reading, GDP, inflation, unemployment, interest rates. Lots of factors to build confidence and confluence in the trade setups that we are looking at ourselves. Okay, so let me continue. I want to take a look at the Smart Money Tracker. We try and do these on Monday because, again, this is when we have the latest data. Let's take a look as of now, the latest data that we have on the COT report data side of things. Still, we have the Japanese yen and the Canadian dollar as the most heavily short instruments by institutional money right now. Institutional money is short yen and short CAD. Well, let's flip things around. And what about on the long side? Well, we have USD, gold, and euro. And let me make sure that this is as of the latest data. Let me just make sure I refresh this, make sure. Oh, see, I'm glad that I did that. We just updated it. And now, in fact, we have the full picture. And now you guys know why I continue to scream that I'm bullish on gold. Gold is the number one. It took number one place. The number one place by institutional traders is gold. According to the COT data, the highest proportion of longs to shorts is gold. And you can see it right here at the top of the list. Let's narrow in and take a look at gold here this morning, guys. We've got gold at 245,000 long futures contracts open. That is an increase of 7,244 from our previous data point. And in short contracts, only 63,000. This is down almost 16,000 from the previous reporting. This is a really, really impressive increase in long appetite for the gold market, and is again part of the reason why I am so bullish biased on gold. You have institutional money long gold. You have an environment where things actually look appealing for the dollar to come down and the gold market to rise. We'll continue to cover this, guys. One more thing I want to take a look at is the retail sentiment tab is going to show us what retail traders are buying and selling right now. And let's just go, because again, I'm biased. Gold is very short biased by retail traders. Just another reason I like the trade long. If the retail crowd, which tends to historically lose money, unfortunately, if they're losing money and they're short gold, I'm going to be a little bit more biased to the long side on the gold market. Now, of course, you've got other things. You've got USDCAD. The retail traders are buying the dollar here. They're buying the dollar here. They're mixed on dollar yen, mixed on oil. NZD USD, slightly biased towards shorting the NZD, slightly biased towards shorting the Aussie. Let's see, euro, they're short the euro. Gold, they're short gold. Pound, they're short pound. Okay, so we use the retail data to get an idea of what the crowd thinks about particular assets. Now, again, we have an opportunity here, if we do see a breakout, in my opinion, for some opportunity to the long side. I'll be continuing to pay attention to gold and much more inside of the group. Before I move on, though, I need to announce something to everyone who is here with me live. We are officially, and maybe you guys can help me celebrate in the chat. We are 1 year into the development of this software that you see on the screen. 1 year anniversary. The Edgefinder is officially 1 year old. We started this project a little over a year ago, and it came to market about a year ago for traders who look for more data to help them bring institutional tools to their own trading. To celebrate all the cool features and things that we've done in the last year, we are offering, as a thank you to our audience who has helped us and supported us financially to fund this project, we are offering a 40% off discount code. And right now, that is the absolute lowest price we have ever offered on the Edgefinder, and we're doing it right now. So if you guys are interested in the Edgefinder, this is my pitch to you. Yes, it is a sales pitch, but it is well worth being a sales pitch because, again, guys, this is the best price that we do all year long. I'm going to tell you how you can get access to the Edgefinder for the cheapest price you can possibly get it for right now. In the chat, we're going to drop a link to chat with one of our support reps here at A1 Trading. We have a team of people who are trained to teach people how to use the tool, how to try it out, how to check it out, how to look for certain data, and how to build more confidence, more confluence in your trades. Rather than just relying on technical patterns, employ data to help you find better trading setups in the markets and add more confluence to your ideas. If you want access to the Edgefinder for the best price all year long, click this link. We just dropped it in the chat. Click that link, and this is what it's going to look like. I'll show you guys what that looks like. Click that link. It's going to open up a chat box where you can actually have a conversation with a support rep. So again, you go to this link. If it would load, hopefully it's loading today. Is my computer being slow? My computer's being a little slow. Click chat now and click tell me about your discounts. And guys, one of our support reps who is in the office with us here right now is going to give you the absolute best price of the year on the Edgefinder. We are going as low as we possibly can to celebrate the anniversary 1 year into the Edgefinder's development. And again, don't miss the sale. If you have been thinking about the Edgefinder, now is the time. Get access to it today. Click that link, chat with us, and just open up a chat with one of our support reps, and they'll tell you about the cheapest discount you can possibly get on the Edgefinder going on right now. We just opened that up. Bring installment options. We have that, Mohammed, and anybody who is interested in that is also something available. Just ask a support rep. We have installments available if you would like to purchase it in pieces. That is available. You just ask about that in your chat with one of our support reps. So let's see what else we can find in terms of markets here today. You've got the Euro USD recently trading higher, and it seems like it's trying to head back up. We found a lot of support, guys. We found a lot of support around 1.074. We rallied back to the previous highs, rejected this point previously, rejected it again, double topped sort of. But here's the thing about double tops, and I talk about this often. This is why we don't just trust price patterns. Price patterns can be useful, but they're not the holy grail. They don't tell you everything you need to know, in my opinion. And so when we look at this, you could say, hey, this is a double top. Well, a double top for me is when you actually break through a supportive zone like this, right? We didn't make any significant breakouts to the downside. So this is not necessarily bearish. In fact, the euro right now looks continuously bullish. In fact, right alongside kind of our idea with the gold market. I'm not necessarily bullish in the euro. I would just prefer the gold market if I'm going to trade short USD. Despite that, though, I think that similar to gold, we very well, if we see dollar weakness continue, we could see something like this. And similar to the gold market, there could be some excellent trading opportunities for short-term day traders, especially if you're looking at like the 1 hour chart. If we get a break above the previous high, guys, this could offer some excellent risk to reward. Looking for something like a break, retest, continuation, expansion up to this. I mean, if you were to just trade this zone to zone, that's approximately 80 to 90 pips. And I'm sure a lot of you guys, 90 pips, you could definitely work with that, right? Whether you're a day trader or a swing trader, that's a good bit of distance. So yeah, that's kind of the concept there when it comes to the euro, is watching for that breakout above the previous high could offer some nice continuation plays there. Let's continue on. We'll take a look now at the pound USD, which I have a soft short bias on it. Now, let me just say, I am not necessarily going to short the pound as we speak. In fact, let's do a fresh take. Why would I not short this chart? Well, it's a beautiful uptrend, right? This is a strong upward trending chart. So despite that, why would I be short biased on it? Well, let's go take a look at some data. I'll show you. Well, first of all, I don't really like this on the short side just yet, because look, the crowd is already shorting it. I don't like joining the crowd on trades if I can avoid it. So, but beyond that, what else about the pound is sketchy? Well, let's go take a look at this. Why am I not long myself? Well, we don't have enough confidence here in terms of institutional data. The dollar is the favorite, right? So big money is short pound, long USD. Retail money, though, is short pound, long USD as well. So that's kind of a mix. That's kind of a wash. Economic numbers, though, this is where things get sketchy. Inflation in the UK is at 10.4%, which is much higher than the 6% in the US. GDP growth is better in the US, unemployment is better in the US, and interest rates are more attractive in the US. So when I look at this, I don't really have a strong preference to go long pound USD. Now, I'm not short it either, though, because again, the crowd is already short on this, and the chart looks really clean to the upside. So if you're looking at this purely from a technical perspective, this is a pretty impressive chart, right? The pound has made some really impressive gains in recent times. And let me make sure, did I click that demand? I did. It's just TradingView being laggy, it seems like. On top of that, right, you had a big break to the upside here after a pullback, right? So look at that. My chart is like lagging a little bit. Am I good on the stream side? I think I am. My computer is just deciding to be slow here this morning, I think. Let me close something else. If there's anything I can close on my side, make sure it's not laggy. Is everybody good? Can you guys see me okay on the stream? Just let me know. So again, I'll continue on with this pound USD. I'll just assume you can see and hear me okay. Farshad says, I've been watching your lives and analysis for 3 years. Hey, thank you for the long-term support, and I hope that your trading has improved over this time. If you've been with me here, I've improved over the last 3 years. That's for sure, right? You learn something new with this stuff every day. There's so much to learn with trading. It seems so much easier than it actually is, right? It seems like, oh, it's just price patterns and just buy when it goes down and sell when it goes up. And man, oh man, I wish it was that easy. There's just so much more to it. Position sizing, inevitable losing streaks, right? The psychology of it, knowing when to enter, knowing how to exit. These things take time to learn and master. For those of you who are watching the pound USD, looking for something like this, I think in terms of a technical perspective, looks still continued bullish. I'm not necessarily interested in this trade myself, just because, like I said, fundamentally, I don't love the pound. I'm not a huge fan of being long pound USD at this time. Just my take on it. Let's take a look and see what else we can find in terms of setups here today. So let's see. In terms of chart setups, long oriented stuff, Swiss yen, strong buy. What's going on with Swiss yen? CHF, JPY has a really strong bullish reading here. The chart definitely looks good. You've got a nice upward trend, right? We broke clean through resistance here. So that could offer some support. Now, this is higher time frame stuff, because this would be, you're waiting for like a retest of the 61.8% retracement. That would be the ideal buy. So this is an idea based on the Edge Finder today. And again, how do we read that? Well, we go to the watch list page. The watch list page shows us assets to consider. and the confluence factors that you can see. I love when you get a chart like this where it's CHF JPY is all across the board blue, meaning every factor that we track, COT data, retail sentiment, seasonal trends, is all pointing towards bullish factors for the Swiss yen. Euro yen is pretty close as well. Let's take a look at the Euro JPY here and see if there's anything this morning. Euro JPY, I love this chart. Very clean chart. In fact, if I was more bullish on the euro, I would rather take the euro against the Japanese yen than I would the euro against the US dollar. So if I'm looking at this chart, the question is this one a buy? Well, I do like it long. This is a 4-hour chart. If you're going from a longer term swing trading perspective, that 38.2 looks really good. Really, really clean. And whether you guys are trading, if you guys are trading on the 15-minute chart, the 1-hour chart, whatever, the technicals that I employ in my trading are really, really straightforward and simple. I don't try and make I don't have like a secret algorithm, like trading vehicle when it comes to technical analysis. The simple stuff has worked for me for years. There's no need, in my opinion, to overcomplicate it. I involve, though, however, what is a little bit more complicated is, of course, the fundamental and sentiment analysis, which is actually what tells me which things to trade, right? Technicals just show me entries and exits, right? So let me break this down really quick. So I know for the regulars, you're very familiar with this, but for the newer people, I use 3 components to my trading. Everyone is familiar with TA, which is technical analysis. Everyone here is familiar with price patterns, support and resistance, trends. Everyone in the retail industry talks technicals. Where most people do not go is the harder stuff, fundamental analysis, right? Understanding GDP growth and inflation and what the Federal Reserve is likely to do in their next monetary policy meeting. That's the stuff on this channel that I think a lot of people subscribe to the channel for us. They subscribe to the fundamentals because it's not very talked about, but very, very important. And then finally, sentiment analysis, which is pulling up institutional reporting. Which things are banks buying and selling? In its simplest form, this tells us what banks and retail are doing. What are they buying? What are they selling on average? And that information is critical. So these 2 things allow me to build a directional bias. Okay. So let me clarify something. This technical analysis allows us to look for entries and exits, but it does not tell me direction. I do not base my trading directionally wise off of a chart. I base it off of what is told in the fundamental and sentiment analysis process that I do. This shows me long or short. These things tell me long or short. Do I want to be long the pound? Do I want to be long gold? Do I want to be short the euro? Right? These things tell me direction. Technicals just are the red and green lights. They just tell me when to get in, when to get out, how to manage a trade, how to manage risk. Does that make sense in the chat? Let me know. Type yes in the chat if you understood what I just said, with technicals being an entry and exit indicator and fundamentals and sentiment analysis helping to guide which direction we're actually going to trade in. Does that make sense? Type yes in the chat if that makes sense to you here today. And again, we use this watch list as the simplest way to pull up all of the sentiment and fundamental. So fundamental and sentiment analysis show up here on the Edge Finders watch list. Okay. Thank you guys for the yeses in the chat. I'm glad that made sense. Okay, cool. So in terms of biases, we're looking for things that have sells or buys in the bias section. Okay. So if I look at, for example, let's look at a sell. Let's look at Australian dollar, US dollar. When looking at the fundamentals and sentiment analysis, we get a sell bias on the Australian dollar. If it would pull up. I'm telling you, it's my trading view. Trading view is like really slow here today for me. I'm not sure what is going on. There it goes. Okay. So I'm sorry, guys. I ran over time on my we didn't do the advertisement. If James wants to jump in, we can do that really quick. That's my bad. So the Australian dollar, like I said, from a bias perspective, I'm short biased, though I don't love the technical chart. So the technicals will show me when it's time to get in and when it's time to get out. And right now it's breaking out to the upside. So there's no entry, right? So even though I'm sell biased, the technicals are not agreeing. They're not giving me any sort of setup to go off of there. So yeah. Chandler, I could just do the quick roll. Let's do 8 cap really quick. And we'll just come to 8 cap right here. All right, guys. So I just wanted to take a quick break here from the show to remind you guys of a sponsor of what we do here. This stuff would not be possible without financial support from our sponsors, one of which that I wanted to mention was 8 cap. And 8 cap is a award-winning broker. It is an awesome, awesome brokerage. They allow you to trade cryptos and stock market indices and stocks themselves, CFDs, of course. And then, of course, you've got commodities like gold, silver. You've also got, of course, the classic Forex pairs. If you'd like to check out Oanda, one thing that's really, really cool about Oanda is that we've actually partnered up to hand out free Edge Finder copies. We have the Edge Finder Basic available. And if you're interested in that, you have to deposit a minimum of $1,000 account with them. You have to open up a trading account with them of $1,000 minimum. And then with that, you'll be eligible to get access to the Edge Finder Basic for 100% for free. So at no cost to you, you just have to make a brokerage account. If you'd like information on that, there's a link down below in the description where you can click that link and find out more about that offer that they have for our viewers here. It is a A1 trading exclusive offer where you can get access to our software for free with that link once you sign up for a $1,000 plus account with 8 cap. So if you're looking for a new broker, check them out. They're a great, great option in my personal opinion. I can't use them because I'm in the US, but if I was outside of the US, I would heavily consider them. That's for sure. Now back to myself. Yeah. So thanks, Nick, for doing that. That was awesome, Nick. You're great for that. I'm kidding. But anyways, guys, that's kind of AUDUSD in a nutshell. It's rallying here, so I can't really sell it when it looks like it's popping to the upside. So this is not really one that I would actually go short on, but the idea is the same. I'm looking for things like the technicals, fundamental, and sentiment to all agree in order to find trading setups going from there. Now, guys, we're going to take a quick break. I'd like to see what Frank has to say for us. What's up, Frank?
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. What's the latest in the markets?
So right now I'm looking at gold.
Okay.
Still the same thing as last week. Bond yields coming down. Gold spikes again. And I like this setup right here on the 4-hour. It's hitting the top of this wedge. A lot of buying pressure to the upside on the latest candle. So I want to wait for a confirmation on a break before I enter. But I also run the risk of like seeing it run a great deal before it closes and then missing the majority of the run. So it's kind of like looking at price action in the meantime, and maybe going on lower time frames too to like find like pullbacks and like take a decent setup on like a long trade here. But for right now, it's gold, and I'm kind of staying away from the dollar.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, I'm kind of with you on that. I think things look, at least for now, they look relatively risk on, I would say. So we'll see how that goes going forward. Gold, of course, is that something? So that's something you're watching in the group this week,
right? Yeah, and
cool.
I looked at the COT last night. Like I just took a glance at it, and they're still getting rid of stocks. They're increasing gold positions. And they're not really touching the dollar still. So I'm kind of trying to follow big money too. So
yeah, gold continues to be sort of my number one interest right now, especially if it can break through 2000. Man, I think we have room to run. So yeah, very, very interesting. Thanks, Frank, for that. I've got Ivan here on the line as well. So thank you for coming on the show. Sorry for the late setup. I was running behind on my stuff today. So now it's time for Ivan to join us. And Frank, thank you for coming on. We'll see you back tomorrow. All right, Ivan, what's up? How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm good. I'm good. What's the latest? What are we looking at here? You've got Aussie yen pulled up.
Can I just say I'm angry?
Why are you
Is that
angry?
allowed to be angry as a trader?
Yeah, you're allowed to be angry. You're
Yeah,
allowed to
okay,
be
thank
angry.
you.
Yeah.
Because yen pairs did not come back down to my entry level. So all of them are gone without me. Okay, Euro yen is kind of the opposite one, but CAD yen never came down. New Zealand yen never came down. Just said poof. You can see,
Yep.
okay, I didn't take that trade though. That's another part of why I'm angry. But yeah, I'm looking for yen pairs going higher. Seasonality low. This 2nd of April should be low. Today we are 3rd because of the weekend. So blah 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 blah. It went well, at least for the entire day. So yeah.
Yep. No, it's yen pairs have been very, very interesting to watch. They're so like bipolar. Like one day, well, actually, I guess not really bipolar because what they'll do is they'll go long
That's
and
not a
then just
bipolar
stay
market,
long.
is it? It's straight up.
Yeah. Yeah, it just goes one way, and then eventually it changes, and then it goes the other way for like straight shot for a while. But yeah, no, I do tend to like yen pairs for those way, but it can be very frustrating when you miss a move or something just barely leaves you behind, and then it just runs for like a week and a half, and you're like, "Are you kidding me?" So yeah, very, very interesting stuff. Probably a little bit of a testament. I mean, especially these Aussie yen and NZD JPY. You've got the risk on currency pairs flying here. What's your take on all that? You think that's gonna keep running for a while? You think it's gonna cool off? What are you thinking?
Oh, I'm loving it. And the reason for I saw Joe asked in the chat. John Doe said asked Joe Doe asked why is Aussie rising so much? And I believe just I haven't done the entire research, but I think it's because of OPEC cutting production unexpectedly being announced over the weekend for May by 500,000 barrels per day, which is the market is around 21, 22, 23 million barrels per day, give or take around there. So there is a percentage of it. So I think that's why oil going higher, commodities going higher, Aussie lifting.
Yep. That makes sense. I mean, you've got gold flying high, which contributes to that Aussie strength. Very, very cool. Ivan, I've got to hop off here. Before I leave, though, let me make sure. Yeah, I know I got to leave you behind. Before I do, though, let me remind everybody, if you're newer here, Ivan is within our Discord channel. He does coaching webinars. He does one-on-one coaching. He's been with us for a long time, and everyone loves Ivan. So if you don't already, follow Ivan. He has his own YouTube channel where he goes over stuff. He does live streams and content himself. So make sure to check him out on his channel. Head over to Eivindfx, or if you'd like, we'll just drop the link in the chat. Make it easy for you to go subscribe. Ivan, have a great rest of your day. Thank you for taking over the stream, and we'll see you back next time.
Thank you very much. Have a great day. Yeah, party in the house, hey? So, everyone, we have a couple of things to mention right now. Okay, so seasonality, I mentioned that. Why is seasonality important? And I just got off a call earlier today, and there is one dude, one guy, I'm not gonna mention names, that's doing my strategy 100% on seasonality. It's a bit narrow, but it's 100% seasonality. Only looking for seasonal trades. His March was 11% return on investment. Risk was 5, and super duper happy. Now that is my strategy. Did I get that from March? I don't think so, not at all, because I didn't do what he did. Because that is the core of what I want us to do. So, secondly, why do yen move higher? So yen pairs moving higher. One, the ultra loose policy out of Bank of Japan. 2, seasonality, because they're supposed to pay taxes by 31st of March, meaning this is the relief fall or rally, depending, because when you pay taxes, the currency gets stronger. So Aussie was very small last week because pound yen in comparison moved 400 pips. Okay, or more than that if you take the entire move, 400 from or 700 the entire move, and then what you can actually take out of it was like 400 pips. Secondly, where are we now in yen pairs? We're very high. Euro pairs is very high. Okay, dollar pairs is very high. Sorry. So what do we do in that situation? That's a situation that I really love to be in, because that means we got a right direction. We can look for pullbacks, and we can kind of while they trade a bit more. We're gonna do pending orders today. I don't have any good pullbacks except for maybe euro at the moment, where we can get some good entries. So if we continue to fall further between now the next 2 hours, normally 6 p.m. European time, should be there's been a couple of crazy years where 6 p.m. we just drop, and then we drop, then we stop, and then we go back up again. So the drop in euro yen now, great, lovely, but also euro yen, pound yen last week did fantastically, way more than Aussie yen, New Zealand yen, meaning they have more to pick up this week. Okay, thank you. So I've been pound dollar. Hello, Roxana. Missed New Zealand pair. Didn't see the RBN said interest rate announcement date initially. How can I start trading without appending money? Okay, so there is a million things you can do without money. Mostly importantly, there's YouTube. There is us that provides information. You sit down with the strategy. My strategy's out there. There's nothing hocus pocus flucus about that. It's public. Nothing to pay there. You go through the strategy. You, in my opinion, you do trend trading. You trend reversals. You do support and resistance. Those 3 pillars, and then you may add other things on top of that. I do pivot points, but that is that. Try to follow the trend. Try to anticipate when the trend changes or when it's supposed to continue. We have fundamental buys using that. All that is free, available information online. And then you go on over to demo trading or virtual trading, where you on virtual trading should be profitable before you even think about money. Now, there is ways to shorten that, which cost money, surely, but there is 100% possibility to do it on your own. It just takes more time. It just takes more time, more effort, and probably falling into more what do you call those falling grounds, things that, yeah. Anyways, English and Norwegian is not the same thing as today, apparently. Anyways, going forward, that is completely possible. The only difference here is that when you get to profitability, and you are then able to, number one, prove to an investor or anyone else that you are profitable, it's way easier to maybe or convince me that you're profitable, because I can just see it. I can look at your trading history and can be like, okay, cool. I'm not saying I'm going to do that, but in a perfect world, I can like, cool, I'll probably invest in that. But I'm not going to invest. Nobody's going to invest in anything that is, one, not proven, two, that you can show for it, and number three, about a long conversation about your psychology and everything about that. So there is 100% possibility to become profitable trader for free, but there is it just takes longer time and more effort, and might take you a year or two. For me, it took 3 years, completely on my own. Sam, I don't know. I don't understand what you mean by buy or sell. Sell or what? Buy or sell or what? I don't know what that means about. Euro USD to go up to Amal. Let's go back to trading. Okay, cool. So euro dollar. My unprofessional opinion, of course, unsolicited and not trading advice whatsoever, have pointed out for quite some time 110. That was last week's target. 109 has been mentioned in some bank reports, but I've seen 110 being kind of the most important one. And when I talk about bank reports, what am I talking about then? So when I do go through like this, for example, for my ING, I look at this all the time. This is just one, not at all sponsored. But if you go to Euro, and they have been talking about for the past week that Euro should be to 110 for the past week, and then that. But they say that the OPEC might make dollar stronger. I disagree about that, but fair enough about that. Your dollar bulls will probably welcome a pair ending around 105 on 105.80 and 109. Strong US data and hawkish Fed commentary can make this one fall down to 107, 106. Meaning the data that we are seeing coming out this week through PMIs, or we will see coming through PMIs, might strengthen the dollar. Secondly, if this bank crisis that is priced into the market, into the dollar weakness, subsides and kind of goes away, and Fed says, well, there's no more risk and everything is all right, that might lead to dollar strength going forward. But still, it is dollar weakness, and sure, Aussie dollar took one for the team and made a new higher high. Now it has crossed above 106.65. If you are a Aussie dollar bull, I would say get ready. USDCAD. Hello, how's everything? Pretty good. Good luck from the beginning of the quarter. Watching the favorite GU in US indices, looking for a breakdown in market structure, shorts especially on GU, US 30, US 500. Okay. So if you want to buy, if you want to sell dollar, there is one candidate there to look forward to. A pullback right now is way too high. If you're looking for short on pound dollar, you disarmed me a bit there, because in all fairness, that's totally okay. That's totally right. But yet again, we had a 122 entry last week. Today we had 122.70 entry. Another break higher, comes up to target, comes back down again. Beautiful bullish price action. And I've said earlier that, probably not to you specifically, but I've said earlier that you need to break that low there to become bearish. So until then, there is nothing to do. Sitting on your hands is probably the only best thing you can do, because this is now going to go much, 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 much higher. How much higher? Not too sure, but at least 124.79. It's kind of tempting. So we have a bullish trend now from 1, 2, 3, 4th week now. That's a bit of a thing to ask for the market, that we are going to continue straight up for 4 weeks, but we're still making horizon, and that is the only direction going. I am dollar bearish, by the way, and I've said that for 2 or 3 weeks now, and I'm not surprised the dollar actually falls. I know Nick and Frank is dollar bullish as far as I know, which is all right. There's nothing wrong about that. It's just that we have differed on one specific point. Is what is the implication in our fundamental analysis of the Fed increasing the swaps, adding more money to the market, saving SVBs, Silicon Valley Bank, Signature Bank, and their rhetoric. That's kind of where I differ from those. And there's nothing wrong about that, because the fundamentals, the technical fundamentals, are still the same. It's still dollar bullish on that, in that sense. But also PCE on Friday came in a bit lower. That might also help out a dollar bearish story, but it's literally just those two things in difference. Okay. Thank you. No stress. Thank you very much. So, once you are thinking about April, what is your first kind of mind that comes to mind? Seasonality. There's a new month, though I do use the Edge Finder in that essence, but I'm just going to use another service that I'm also using, not paid whatsoever, by the way, people. But yeah, okay, there we are. When you go over to dollar index, in particularly, what is May known for? Generally speaking, flat as a pancake, but more than anything else, bearishness on dollar. Euro might, it's a bit of a weird one, but ends up higher. Pound ends up higher, but nothing in particularly there. But when you come over to yen pairs in particular, you see the euro, Aussie yen, for example, going into April. This is now my specialty here. If you see, wasn't Aussie yen 10 years from 23rd up to like 20th of April, which is this uptrend here, I am in my S, meaning we have 77% of the chance, 77% of the previous trading years has been profitable. It's averagely 150 pips, give or take. 7 years out of 9 was profitable. Max profit was 5% going higher. And if you then think, if we're going to go up to 18th, 19th, 17th on the market, am I supposed to be buying Aussie yen now? Am I selling Aussie yen, or what am I going to do then? Because if I go back in time to see other years, which year, 2022 for that matter, how is April going? Okay, we had a pullback 31st, came up 5th, but continued to rise until the said 20th. Okay. What about the previous year? What about 2021 then? What did we do then? What about last year? That was just 1 year, wasn't it? Okay. So 2nd of April. There was 1st of April. Okay. Up until 20th. Okay. If you bought here or here and you took profit there is your out. Okay, cool. But that's just 2 years, isn't it? What about April 2020 during COVID? Okay, 2nd of April. There we go. Up to 20th, which is there. That's the 20th. Yeah, not too bad. And it's a 400 pips move. So that is 100% in the past 3 years. Now, that doesn't mean that this year is going to be great and positive. But why not? Why can't we then, through analysis, through our seasonality, through our technicals, say, hey, if we buy now today and we take profit around 20th of April, we should generally be in profit. Now, today is a bit of a different day because we're very high. Can we then go down to day trading? Can we scalp it up tomorrow, for example? Can we scalp it up from any kind of deeper pullbacks? Yes, we can. And if you see this uptrend that was made last week, we almost didn't hit our stepping stones that I use pivot points, which is future support and resistance for tomorrow. Your limit order should be around 89.48 at current price. This stops moving at the New York close, which is around midnight, which is in some hours. So we'll just wait this one out a bit more. But that's the way to continue to move higher with the market when the weekly one has gone. Is this one too high? Yes. Is this aggressive? Yes. Is the market aggressive? Yes. Just mentioning. Yeah, okay. Looking to sell some sugar has made high in 22 years. Sorry, sugar. Why in particular sugar, mister? Because in my mind, if you go to seasonality, just to do that very shortly and very quickly. Sorry. I don't think you have that in the Edge Finder. Please not quickly. Okay, I thought it was the uptrend. Okay, so we are going opposite currently of seasonality. We are very high. Should you sell then? No, not really. Mr. Jokes, good. Thank you very much. So somebody says, what about a USDCAD buy? ONYXXCS. Hi. Okay. Let me speak my mind. Without offending anyone. Okay, anyone who sees this kind of market, can you say that in chat that you're looking for a buy in USDCAD? Yes, you can. That's totally allowed to do. But the current price action is hard bearish technically. H might say something else, but technically, it shouldn't be inside your brain. There is no way to buy this. If you buy this, you're gonna end up like this trade. Okay, somebody bought there, somebody probably bought again, and you are probably gonna end up like not that one. You're probably gonna end up like where is it? My FX book. I understand that you're dollar and bullish on dollar, but it makes me very afraid when I see USDCAD. 90% of retail who's trading USDCAD is bullish. Okay, that's all right. What do you need to see? You need to see a break of that 135.20 before you can buy anything at all. Okay, that's the only thing. Okay, can you buy that on daily? I don't know what you mean, Dion, but you think we'll see dollar fall to 101? Sure, why not? The bottom is the limit at this point, to be honest. Weekly bearish. Yeah, it's just wherever the bottom is, and 101 is 105, 101.50, 101. Yeah, totally. Okay. If there's only gold traders out there, let me see and hear you. We'll do gold if you speak up your mind about that that we should do gold. Okay, cool. Let's go over to USD yen. USD yen is falling like a ton of bricks. Okay, why? Dollar is weak, yen is weak. Who's weakest? Who's strongest? I can't. This trade is horrible. As you're looking for a situation where you need a strong and weak. It's okay to trade USD yen, by the way, but this current situation tells me that I shouldn't be whatsoever even thinking about trading there. Okay, and for me, it's I don't know. The week and week is not a great place, so I would just leave it like that. Okay. Daryl's Mitch, Unstoppable Dreams, Mitch, Roxana, Victor says yes to gold. So USD yen is one place to hide your money. Gold is another one. Somebody asked, can we break 2,000 today? Okay. That is totally okay. Yeah. Dion Nimon says, USDCAD, of course, only when you see a break of 135, as you said. But okay, so I'm just trying to protect you here. Okay, so the reason why I get triggered, meaning I become a bit aggressive about it, is because I want to protect you. I don't want to have anyone to have any ideas to buy USDCAD at current price and a current price action. If you do so alone. You do so without my blessing, and you do so in a high chance of hitting stop loss. And if you look at sentiment of what retail traders tend to do, they're heavily buying USDCAD, which tends to be very wrong. And when some of them are, what are they? Averagely 134 pips in loss. You're wondering to yourself, what is going on? So in my class, in my strategy, and when I speak, we don't do those kind of actions. We don't do those kind of trades. I know they happen because I see them on trading statements. I see weird things. It's almost like I'm wondering sometimes, are people seeing ghosts? Because somebody feels like, well, I mean, what about? But this is bullish, right? So we buy here. Oh, stop loss. Who told you to buy there? I never did so. Okay, so gold. Gold was an out at around 1998 there. That was a target we took there. Now, should we have bought 1950? Should we continue buying these candles going higher, or should we wait for a moment? So, 1950 was definitely the price to buy this week. Now, the target for this week is very narrow. It's not just up to 2000 again. That is the weekly target. Okay. But what about the monthly target? What about a higher time frame target? Okay. Yes and no, because we haven't really gone down to fetch the bars yet. But as long as this one rises, and as long as this one comes down to support, I'm all for the buy. I'm all for the buy. Technically, dollar weakness, gold strength, everything is going great. Okay. There is lower CPI coming out and stuff like that. Great. I can take that. Okay. What does that mean? That means that for tomorrow, we should think that a pullback to prices, like if they are ending now, that would be great. Coming back down to 1980 or 1976. Now, when should that happen? When is generally the pullback? The generally pullback in yens is either at London Open, that is London, that is London, that is London, and that is Asia. And the low there is London Open. Okay. So if we know that London Open potentially tends to be the low of the day and what's so not, then we sit together tomorrow morning and we look for the buy there. Okay. So directionally bullish, fine. Target 2000 if it doesn't hit now. Come back to there tomorrow and take it up. Sounds like a plan? Should we short gold now? That is not in my strategy whatsoever. My strategy does not compile of selling higher highs, in my opinion, at least. If you were to sell USDCAD, no, if you were to sell gold, my apologies. There's a couple of ways to do it, okay? So, to sell gold, you either sell that or you sell that. But broski, we're back at that price again. Yes. What does that mean to you? If it do fall, okay. But why did it come down here 1950 and then went back up again? If sellers are so strong, sellers are left the building. This is all right. This is okay. That is no longer okay. It can still fall. You can still take the pullback to sell it after the break of 1950. But this becomes plan B. Okay? Thank you very much. Will you be live on tomorrow, say London session? I need to double check with my calendar. I will try to be. Okay. So I want to go through my trades now, okay? I'm not too sure how to catch this one. It might just spin around, spin. But I am definitely going to put in a limit order at 89.13. That's just a limit, so I don't need to call that one. But 30, 34, 31. There is the limit order there. Stop loss should be below 88.50. That's 80 pips. Okay, that's a lot of pips, but okay, fine. We will do that, and I will tell you the reason. Support and resistance a bit lower than support and resistance. This is very high. I want it to come back lower. I want also to buy 88.60 and also want to buy 87. Okay, meaning that if we do fall hard today in the next coming hours, I am very ready and very available. Target should for this week be 90.74. I need to put that into their one as well. That was 90.75. Modify. And you guys can all see that as you guys, as much as you guys want, I guess. There we go. So, ASEAN live account with Blueberry Markets. You guys are welcome. I've done one there, and then I will put the limit orders on the other ones later. Okay. Okay, we did that. Okay, so let's see if we can get that one triggered. Moving on. What about CAD? Can we buy CAD at its current price? Is this a perfect place to look for a buy? When I see this kind of situation, it gets a bit tingly. Because that looks like a straight line down to central and then back up again. Straight line down. Why did that happen, you might ask? You are paid for your patience. You are paid for finding trades that fits your strategy, and that fits your style of trading. And what is my style of trading, you might ask? Support. So for CAD, there is two different things here. Okay, let us go through daily, just to find the daily ones. And probably other thing you can do instead of doing this kind of thing, but I just want to find daily and daily. When is it lowest? That was London. Okay, maybe not London. Opened up at It opened up at New York, at Asia. That is New York, and that is London. That is not London, so that is pre-London. That is like Asia-ish. Okay, so Asia-ish or London might be my entry. Does that mean tonight that does that mean that at open tomorrow, at open tonight of Asia Open, am I gonna be putting on limit orders? Yes. So that is not for tonight. That is not for right now. Why? Because if this one drops lower, why am I buying now when I can get it at a better price today or tonight or tomorrow morning? That is at least my way of doing things. Euro yen. London. Actually, New York close. London. That was Asia Open. Yeah. I can take you. I can take your. I can take European Open tomorrow. No clue. No worries. I'd rather do that. So for tomorrow, that will change. But for tomorrow, I'm looking at 143.50 and 142.20. That might change for tomorrow, but those are my preliminary, without limit orders, entries I'm looking for. Okay, because if I get what I want to see tomorrow, I'm not gonna buy now. Okay, Aussie, New Zealand, Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar. Which direction, Roxana? You know better than just telling me Paris. You know that, right? So, you know exactly that this one hit target profit for the week. Last week was range. Okay, what about the month? Okay. There is two ways to roam here. Get it back to 107 buy. Or 107.50 buy. 107.30 or 107.50 as a trend trade, or nothing at all. If you think this is the target for the week, that should be the target of the range, then there is nothing to do here. So yeah, either as a trend trade, if it's a range, you don't do anything at all. You're way too late. Australian dollar, US dollar. Ooh, okay. All right, okay. That is a straight one. Okay. That is the monthly there. Let's go to weekly. Probably target already. Does that mean that we're not going to buy it? That means that we might do that by the end of the week, by the way. So this one is pull back to buy limit tomorrow at London. And if we're not at a pullback at limit tomorrow at London, this can just go its own sale. This one is very volatile when straight to target. Fine. That makes me very uneasy to trade. Okay. So you picked ones that is very aggressive. If you wanted to buy it, should have bought it this morning. That's that. Euro, yen. I have mentioned this one before, but if I get this one a bit of pullback, maybe back down to 80.50, I'll take it back up again. And 108.50, 108.30. Sorry, my bad. Pound, back down to 123.30-ish. That would be great. New Zealand. It's a range, bro. It's a range. I don't like it. I'll move on. USDCAD. There's only one way of USDCAD is to come back up to resistance, take it down again. But remember, this one is acceleration at the end of the trend. That might be the end. So if you sell here and you hit your stop loss, move on. Don't chase it. Leave it alone. If it crosses above 135, you can look for a buy. Okay? Nothing else. Straightforward. No other hocus pocus filocus. Ari, who is one of my mentorship students, says that you bought us $1 today this morning, and clap for you. I will clap for you. Thank you very much. You're very much welcome. Lastly, and never forgotten, you S&P 500. Okay. Did you say short that one? Nope. That's not a short, bro. That's a bullish one. Even Nasdaq. It's. Do you want to buy some oil after that gap? No, not really. No, not really. No. Pietro, I will look at your as we see in 2 seconds. Okay, so Nasdaq, bullish. Come back down to 13,000, or tomorrow's daily entry at 1320 or 1315 or something like that. Yeah, 13,000 is probably the best one back there, and 4,092 for today. Yeah, looks like that. And then at London or New York seems to be the low. So that's all. But there's no sales here. There's no sales there. Pietro says he has a drawdown to use this with him. Okay. Let's help out a guy for free. Okay. So, Pietro, Find your keyboard, find your mouse, found whatever you can use to type. Because I want to hear reasons. You did what on USD, Swissy? Did you sell or did you buy? That is number one. Number two, what was your reasoning behind the trade? Number three, what is the current market? Is it bullish, range, or bearish? I want to have those three answered. While I do pound yen in the meantime, because I wanted to buy 159. I wanted to buy 163. I wanted to buy whatever those buys are. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to scrap all of those things. Start all over again. What am I going to do? There is very little to do. But there is one very good thing that I do know that I can do. Okay. London Open. London Open. London Open. And literally just look at the time. London Open. London Open. Is pound yen at a low at London Open? No, it is generally not. It is generally not. Okay. What about what do you call it? Asia Open. So Asia is there. That's Asia. That's Asia. That's Asia. That's Asia. That's Asia, give or take. Is that a low? Not entirely either. So when are the lows in the market? That's before London. That is New York. There's no lows there. That is end of New York. That is beginning of London. Coming into New York again. And this is Asia. End of New York. And New York's London session. Meaning there is no in particular thing when it comes to bullish trends on pound yen. When we have a bearish trend on pound yen, it's generally selling Asia Open. So how do we deal with this one? How do we deal with this beast? This beast is a bit of a different one. I want us to look for a deeper retracement back to 163. If we do not get that, we can look for a buy after breaching above 165 as a scalp and as small trade, small lot size. I always work against the trend, but this 2 months show me that the dollar will never return up to 92.25. I'm not in panic, but don't know if I might close or wait. That is not the answers I was looking for, Mr. Pietro. I asked, what is the current market? Is it bullish, bearish, or range on USD Swissy? Did you buy or sell? And so if you're breaking is 0.25, maybe I can understand that one a bit better. Answer my own questions. Your break even is 0.90225. So you basically have bought somewhere in this region then? Am I right about that? Yeah, okay, you bought. Okay. And you say that you always work against trend. Okay. Okay. You bought at a great level. But the moment it closed below that wick there, we no longer bullish. We are then bearish. then you need consecutive higher highs and higher lows. But it's how I do it. The next thing, if we then buy down at this level, think this is a good buy level, how was the reaction here? The reaction here is very lousy. There is no continuation of trend. So if you bought, you need to revise your stop loss strategy. That is 100% a stop loss trade, not because you're a great trader, not because you're a terrible trader, but you are currently 92.5. You're currently what? 116 in loss, but you don't have the trend with you. And max was 134, 135. You can add trades if and then we start breaking above 92.20. But this one is most likely heading lower. So there's nothing to panic about. But you need to be very specific about how do you trade? What is your objective of your trading? When I trade with you guys and I see your trades and I see your psychology and I see a lot of weird, I'm not going to say weirdness, but what are you supposed to be doing in this kind of markets? Let's replay it. Okay, so let's say, okay, this is bullish, okay? What are you supposed to be doing in this situation? That is where you're supposed to be looking for a buy, okay? But Pietro didn't know that. But now you know, Pietro, when you see this reaction to the market, you see that is your buy. I can tell you for many times that this is a setup that generally works when you don't have a pullback. When you don't have a pullback here, this becomes a support line forever. Okay, let's move on. When you go through the market and you think, aha, we have this pullback here. Let's put up the pivot points. What happened here? We were brought down and we came down to some kind of support, but it's still not the support. So if you buy there, you buy high. Then you need to understand where's your stop loss. Is your stop loss below here? That is 164 pips away, 62 pips away. Fine. But that is your agreed risk for that trade. Totally okay. Moving forward, what happens to the trade? Okay, it goes into your profit, goes back into break even, goes up in and out, goes into range. When you are here, what should happen? What is the market supposed to be doing if you agree with you being a buyer? This should go higher. It should make higher highs and higher lows. Should be even back up here. It didn't. Okay. Now you're at a worse position because the market doesn't agree with you. Now you're back at my support I want you to use. Do you buy here? Maybe you look for a reversal. Let's say you buy like that because you need confirmation. You need a higher high and higher low. Okay, there you have it. Okay. There is then an entry that I would have taken in a market that is not this one, but in a generality. Okay. So if I took that trade, I am in a much different position than you are. I have 111 pips of stop loss. I have 175 pips of stop loss. And I would currently be in another profit. But when you see that shooting up, don't be excited. Don't buy whatever you see there because it is still bearish and it only comes back up to resistance. In other cases where it just goes continue, fine. But then you know that's a very, very aggressive trade. What is a conservative trade? The conservative trade that should work from time and time again. There is losses in there. Should be buying down here. Now you know. But going forward, that's what you're supposed to be doing. Now, the question is, should you exit your trade? This is by any means, no investment advice whatsoever. And I have been in your situation some years ago, and I exited. Though you have to find your own reasons. But what I said to myself, if I'm right, if I'm objectively right, if this one's supposed to go higher, I will buy once it does go higher again. Is this just a storm in the middle? Probably. But I don't want to lose more than necessary to achieve my goal. Okay? There's two differences here. One, are you emotional exiting there? Yes. Why? Because you didn't have a proper stop loss strategy, or you're not following your proper stop loss strategy. And if your stop loss is 90.69 or below that previous low, then there's nothing to stop loss attended. Then everything is okay. Then you just wait for that thing to hit. But if your stop loss, or if your risk and your current loss in your account is higher than you're comfortable with, and you start questioning yourself, should I get out? Absolutely should have gotten out. Because if you have the slightest doubt in your trade that you're not following your current rules of engagement, you should not be there. You should be in that trade. Okay? A buy limit and resistance of 1095. I do not see the resistance. I see support of 1095. But if you are buying 0.905, that is a brand new lower low. That is definitely buying against the trend. I do hope for a couple of reasons here. I hope that one, you have tested this back tested this. Great. Show me the proof that this kind of trading works. That 105, I hope that 105 works out for you. But I don't want you to trade this way because I've done this myself and it didn't work out in the longer term. Now, that is my experience. Your experience might be different. So if you can prove that this is profitable over time, and if it's not, toss it. There is nothing worse than spending time on something that doesn't work just because you want it to work. It's not going to work because you have then the wrong attitude, wrong strategy, wrong mindset. Because what should your mindset be? Your mindset should always be 1, what does the market do? 2, how does it react? 3, what drives price? And 4, how can I profit from going where the market goes? Because that's ultimately what you're going to do. But if you're going to be stubborn, I'm not talking to you specifically, but if you're going to be stubborn, we want to trade against the trend, we want to do this, we want to do that because the market has to. The market doesn't own you anything. The market doesn't own you anything. If this goes down, that's what the market wants you to do. The only thing you have to do as a trader is to just follow where the money flow goes. That's the only thing. That's what we do as traders. Okay? And if you believe this money flow is going higher on USD, USDCHF, totally okay. Totally fine. That's nothing wrong with that. But the biggest, generally, not talking about any specific here, the biggest reason for why traders fail is ego and lack of self-insight and lack of humbleness. Until you have enough money to push the market in your direction, you will be humbled and you lose your account and you probably lose your trading career because you're like, this doesn't work for me. I want to prevent that from happening. I don't want that to happen. I want you to prosper. I want you to gain. I want you to win. The only way through that is going with the flow. Where the flow goes. If that's up or down, irrelevant. Okay. The only criteria I have for you guys out there is, does your trading support, does your strategy proven that it is profitable? Whatever your strategy is, they couldn't care me less what it is, as long as it's profitable. But if you're not profitable and you start doing stupid things, then there's no mercy. Then there's no mercy, because you know very well that if you start misbehaving and you start playing hero and you get burned and you don't learn from that, then that's your ego. No, that's wrong. No, that's bad. That is not why we are here. All right? We are here to learn profitable trading. I do that through seasonality, through fundamental analysis, through sentimental analysis. And if you want to know how that is going at the moment, CAD yen traders, retail traders on CAD yen is heavily shorting it. And you're wondering, how can they be 200 pips in loss on a long trade on CAD yen? But that's where most of it, 85% is short. Okay? 85% is short on CAD yen. And they're 200 pips in loss. So if they're 200 pips in loss from current price, that means that they bought up there. 105. Is that the average one? CAD yen, I can't find it right now. And probably scroll a little bit then. It's not. CAD yen, yeah. 117.70 maybe. So back up. Excuse me. Take it away. Up there. That is where they bought. And they're still holding on. If somebody bought up there as an average, when should you get out? When should you get out if that was your entry? There. Broke below. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. If you shorted averagely at around CAD yen, around 97.25, you shorted on average 97.25. Where should you get out there? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. If not here, that is a new high. That's a pullback. And a break there is a new high. It is short term not agreeing with you anymore. Clear. Good. So this current pullback that's currently happening on pound, CAD yen, euro yen, pound yen, Aussie yen, and all those other things. Great. I love it. I want it to happen. The only question is, how far down can we go before we pull back up again? And if this one goes bearish now, fine. Fine by me. But I want this to fall. It is a bit too aggressive. And if you find this tomorrow morning at London Open, great. Love it. Okay, cool. Any other questions? On Eivindfx, you can find me tomorrow at London Open. And if not, I'll just move that meeting here. And we're going to look for the entries. I put my limit orders on. I have told you where I want to look forward to. I have planned and prepped you. And if it comes to a surprise tomorrow, oh, I haven't traded. You have been warned. Okay. I'll see you guys then. Until next time, don't do anything stupid. I wouldn't do. What would I even do? Nothing stupid. Follow the trend. Buy at support. Sell at resistance. Don't buy our highs. Don't sell our lows. And if you're wondering, just ask questions in the next stream. Boom.
Thanks again for watching today's show. Our goal at A1 Trading is to continue to share free value to our audience through daily videos and articles, keeping you up to date with the latest market coverage. If you enjoy our content, make sure to subscribe for more. And remember, if you open a $1,000 or more trading account with 8cap, you'll receive a free copy of the Edge Finder. Click the link in the description below to find out more. From all of us at A1 Trading, have a great day, and we'll see you next time.